Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire in Bonnie, Scotland. And it is a momentous anniversary. It's kind of snuck up on me, but it is 25 years to the day that I bought my first metal detector. A Garrett Treasure Ace 200. One of those green and white ones. And I think I paid about £250 for it, about $300 back in the day. But it got me hooked. Didn't find me much, but it got me hooked. But technology wasn't quite what it is today. Now I'm armed with one of the best detectors on the market, the XP DEUS 2. And I'm celebrating 25 years, and I'm coming back out onto the field where last night at the death I got that incredible silver coin. So if you haven't seen it, potentially it's probably the best coin I think I've ever found. So go and check out the last video. So folks, welcome back to the fields of Perthshire. 25 years. Where did the time go? I know what you're all thinking. John, did you start metal detecting when you were 4 years old? You only look 29. Yeah, I wish. But yeah, what a hobby, what an adventure. Some incredible finds. Last night's coin was just incredible, absolutely unbelievable. Didn't even initially realise it was silver. I thought it might have been a Queen Anne, but you know what? I'm going to settle for a Charles II silver any day of the week. Any day of the week. So absolutely over the moon with that. And well, a field that has been getting detected for years. I mean, it still produces finds, but I cannot believe that that coin has eluded us for all this time. I actually messaged Simon and said to him, Simon, remember that day you came out detecting with me for the first time? He found a silver, I think it was a threepence or a sixpence. And he was absolutely over the moon. He thought, this is easy. I could detect, no problem, I don't need any lessons. And I looked back at the photographs because I told him it came from that field, and I looked back at the pictures. I reckon he was only 30 feet away from that coin. God, if he'd have found that on his first day, I'd have probably strangled him. Right. As ever, thank you all for the support. I wish I'd have set this channel up years ago. You'd have seen some really incredible finds. I have got a little museum at home. I've got some old footage of some stuff that I've found, so at some point, probably over the winter, maybe when the ground's frozen, I'll do a little best of 25 years of metal detecting. Some happy memories, I can tell you. Right, as ever, if you're not already subscribed, then please hit the button. Help to support my channel. So pushing for 50,000 for January. It's looking unlikely, but stranger things have happened. So, well, just me at the moment. Marty hopefully will be out later on, possibly Sneaky Pete as well. So let's go and see if we can find some treasures. A good bit quieter today than it was yesterday, but it's taken me about 11 minutes. And we've got a digger. So what I've done is, I've started right in at the far edge of the field, which is about 30 feet away from where I found the coin. And what I've decided to do is I'm just doing a grid, just working my way in. 87 sounds okay, maybe a wee bit tinny. So yeah, just working my way in, and what I'm hoping to do is just basically grid out the whole of the, well, I think that's it there. Grid out the whole of the field. Looks like maybe lead, and it might be a lead seal. And it is a lead seal. What a beauty. Bit of an imprint there as well. Bit of an imprint, and it looks to be a real cracker. And it's going to be another Russian one. There is a date on there, it's 1850 something. Worth waiting 11 minutes for, that's for sure. So it's another flak seal. Zoom you in a touch. See, I'm doing a grid system. I'm normally a a zigzagger when it comes to metal detecting. I normally just come into a field, tend to stay away from the edges unless it's a gateway, and then I just kind of jink around, and then when I find something good I kind of spiral out from it, and then if there's nothing else I just go back to zigzagging. But today I've just decided, let's work my way in from the edge of the field to where I found that coin. So 1857, it is Russian, it is a flax seal, and you can see where the ribbons have gone. So again, another flax seal off this field, remnant of the old textile industries. Hole number 2, just a couple of minutes later. 78. Sounds not bad. Relatively easy digging. And we're out. I think we've got a wee clod. Oh! Well, initially I thought that was going to be a bit of aluminium. That isn't. It's maybe a wee brooch or something. Might be silver. Oh, I think it is. Oh no, I've dropped it. There it is. I think it is. I think it's silver. It's got a crown on it. It's got some roots growing through it as well. Right, get the water out. 13 minutes, 14 minutes in. And thankfully I filled the water bottle up because I used a lot of it yesterday. Always a good day when you need to fill your water bottle from the previous dig. That is silver. That has got to be silver. Look how bright it is. It's a bit interwoven. It is a little crown and feathers. That is stunning. That might be a military badge. Like a cap badge. It's broken off on the back. Look, you can see where the join has been. There's been something there, maybe a pin or something to hold it on. But I think it's silver, and I think it's a cap badge. Fantastic. Right, let me clean this up. It looks like there's writing on it as well. Back to you in a second. I'm pretty certain that that is silver on the second hole. It's a little bit bent. It is 3 feathers, which I think is the symbol of the Prince of Wales. Is it not? Now, what does it say? Yeah, it's hard to say, isn't it? It looks like it ends in EN. Maybe ENS at the end. But I think it's a military badge. Prince of Wales is a regiment as well, or used to be a regiment. I don't know if it still is anymore. I think it is. I think I'm sure there's still a regiment that's called the Prince of Wales. It might be like the Horse Guards or something like that, but they've still got the Prince of Wales in their title. So, date-wise, well, I'm not really certain is the honest answer, but that is almost certainly silver. Pretty sure that's silver. I can test it when I get home. I didn't bother to pick it all out. The roots are all quite woven into it, but I'll do that when I get home. Maybe there'll be a little mark on it, you know, to say that it's sterling silver. But let me know in the comments below, first of all, how old is it, and what is it, and what does it say as well. So I'm going to say it's probably around about 1900 to 1945, but let me know in the comments below. What a start. Now, it was only a 64, so I think it's going to be aluminium, but it could be a bit of silver. You never know. Ah, it's a ring pull. Oh, it's a ring pull. Darn. Oh, look at that. Ah, nightmare. The joys of metal detecting. I wonder how many of these I've dug up in 25 years. I got our first coin. Look at that. It just popped out of there. You can just see the colour just there, look. Now, I think it's going to be a pre-decimal. There is a bit of it going by the brown colour. It was only a 64, which seems very low. It's only a 60 now that it's out. It's a shilling. It's a shilling and it's going to be after 1946. Oh, we missed out on silver by just 2 years. In fact, no, 1 year, 1947 it was that they changed. It's George VI. Right, brilliant coin. This is actually the third hole I've dug. And that's bang on 30 minutes. There we are, no need for a fade in on that. George VI, by the grace of God, King of the Britons. Fantastic. So, Queen Elizabeth II's father. This would have been bright silver, but it wouldn't have any silver in it. I think it's some sort of cupra nickel, a copper nickel mix or something like that. You can see the lion above the crown, and at the bottom, 1 shilling. So a shilling was 12d, 12 old pence. 240 pence to the pound until decimalisation, then we changed to 100 pence to the pound. So 1 shilling, 12 pence. Let me think, that was 1/20th of a pound. So, 1948, just 3 years after the end of World War II. You'll notice Ind Imp, Emperor of India. I think this was actually the last year that appeared on coins because India gained its independence in 1947, 48. So, obviously it took them a wee while to take it off the coins. Phenomenal. Coin number 1, hopefully of many. 33 minutes on the clock, 55, and I think it's going to be a button, maybe. No, maybe not. Ah, it's not. It's just it's a wee thing. Oh, it's one of those little bits that we keep getting all the time with this sort of shiny metal and this really smooth curve on the other side. Some people think they might be related to guns or firearms, but I think there's something agricultural. Still, well, it had to end eventually. Well, it's an old one. It's an old one, but it's still a ring pull. Ring pull number 2. Fantastic. Well, this sounds reasonable. 84. I don't think it's a small target, and that is a stone. Still there. Oh, it's going to be tough digging here, I think. Please be shallow. We're fairly close to the gateway, so I think the farmers put hard standing down. Oh, thank goodness for that. Right, I think it's going to be aluminium. I can't even get my spade in the ground. Right, let's chuck that away. Is that aluminium there? No. Oh, it's a coin. It is a coin. It looks like a halfpenny. It is green. It's not silver this time. Who have we got? Can't really see anything on there yet. Maybe you all can, but I can't. What we got on that side? Oh, there's a head. George V. Come to celebrate my birthday. Right, clean you up and get back to you. It is a reasonably good coin. I've given it a wee bit of a wet. It's quite stable just to bring out some of the detail. But you'll see George fading in just now. So he was 1910 to 1936. So he was on the throne during the Great War, the First World War as we now call it, because we had a second one. And he was a war, well, it was a triangle of family. Kaiser Wilhelm of Germany was his cousin, and the Tsar of Russia was also his cousin. So, yeah, very much a family affair. 1918, 1919 is when they changed the name from Saxe-Coburg-Gotha. They changed the family name to Windsor, and it was him who had the family name changed because of the anti-German sentiment. This is a coin of 1918. See the date at the bottom there. So, officially, the ceasefire of the First World War was just recently, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, 1918, and the second Sunday in every November is Remembrance Sunday for us, which is kind of like, is that the equivalent of Veterans Day in the US? Or Remembrance Day, if you have Remembrance Day in the US? Something similar. Anyway, when you remember the armed forces, the poppy is the symbol of remembrance because the poppy was the first thing to grow on the fields of Flanders and the Somme and all these other places where trench warfare was fought. The little red flower with the black centre. The official end of the war was 1919, which is when the Treaty of Versailles was signed. I think they estimate somewhere between 15 and 20 million people died during the First World War. But we also had what was called the Spanish flu outbreak, which happened around this time. And it is estimated to have claimed between 50 and 100 million lives. So, quite a difference from the casualties of World War I, but still, it's a nice thing. They called it the Spanish flu because it was Spain who, I think, first widely reported it. But it's believed to have actually originated in the US, I think, based on comments that people previously put on another video. So, coin number 2. Fantastic. An hour and 40 minutes in. This is a really nice target, but I think it's too big to be a coin. Happy to be proven wrong. There's another stone. Tell you what, the old boots are doing okay. Normally I wear Wellingtons, but I'm hoping to do some cycling to go to some of my permissions over the coming months. So I wanted to get into the boots. They're also a bit lighter to wear. Oh, thought that was it there. No, there it's there. That is a bit of water pipe, I think. Yep, a bit of brass. Oh well. Lovely. Number 37. 82. Sounds better than the last one that I filmed that I thought was something good, which turned out not to be. But am I right or am I wrong? Oh, it's I think it's a button. That is it anyway. Could be a coin. Oh, it could be a coin, you know. Right, I think it could be. Okay, it's a copper. It's, well, I mean, it could be a bobby, which would be an old Scottish sixpence. I'll let it dry out. It might take 5 or 10 minutes, but I'll get back to you once we see if we can get some detail off it. Bendy thumbs to action. Just can't make my mind up on this one. It kind of looks to me like there's a head looking to the left, which would be Charles II. And if so, this would be a bobby, a copper sixpence. So it would be sometime around 1660 to 1685. However, on the other side, there is what looks like a little off-centre dot where maybe the shank would have been, but then again, maybe it is a bobby. It could be actually. In fact, it is. Look, there's a thistle. You can see it coming through now. So it is a bobby. 1660 to 1685, and it is Charles II. So I thought it could have been a button, but no, it's definitely a thistle. So good. It's contemporary with the beautiful big silver coin that I got yesterday. So Charles II, 1660 to 1685. Phenomenal. And a bobby was a sixpence. Did I say that already? Anyway, brilliant find. Big Marty's here. So we'll see him in a wee minute. Tighten this head up. But I got myself a wee kind of faint 86, 87 and a stone. Sounding a wee bit better. Ugh. And out at the second spadeful. Hopefully it's not what that was, because that was a bit of aluminium. Must be small. Oh, it's a silver. Oh, it is a silver. It's another silver. Got a silver. Got a silver. Yep. It's got a milled edge on it, but it looks a bit bent. Right, folks, Zoom in a touch. So it's milled on the edge, so I don't think it's going to be massively old. It could be, come on, mud, off you get. Well, that's the back. Well, it could be a George the Third, you know. Come on, off you get. Stubborn mud. Quite heavy. Oh, it is. Look, there you go. Oh, it's a beauty. George the Third, 1816. It is a sixpence of George the Third. Now, I think it might be a love token, looking at the way that's bent. Fantastic. Right, I'll clean you up and get back to you. That, folks, is a beautiful coin. So you can just make out 111DG. So there would have been Georgius in there, but it's rubbed off. George III, by the grace of the God, Brit Rex FD. Britain King, Defender of the Faith. 1816. He's got a few scratches across his face. As you can see, he is bent. But, oh, Martin's got a silver, he says. Goodness me. It is bent. Is it bent like a love token? Or is it just bent because it's been hit with the plough? I mean, it's definitely got a couple of fairly significant dinks in it. Normally the love tokens would be smoothed off to take them out of circulation. Maybe the person was lazy. But let me know what you think. And on the reverse, it is quite rubbed on the back, but that would have been the Norman French. Eric and Mrs. Eric, who taught me how to say it properly. Seems to be having an impact. On y soit que mal y pense. Shame be who thinks evil upon me, or something like that. That's about as good as I'm ever going to say that. So thanks, Eric and Mrs. Eric. Sorry, Mrs. Eric, I can't remember your name. But lovely. I met them at Detector Mania back in September. The Scottish Detecting Rally. Beautiful. Sixpence. What have you got? You got silver then as well?
Yes, that is just silver plated.
Oh, is it? What is it?
I'm not sure. It's got a link like it's off a chain or something.
Yeah. What a weird looking wee thing. No idea what that is. Well, if anyone knows, comment below, but Marty's got a thing. Well done, Marty.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. Beautiful.
Bust on that.
Beautiful. George the Third. Yep, tremendous. Bullhead, Mr. Potato Head, as I call him. You can see why. Lovely coin. Oh, and I forgot to say, I was talking about love tokens, but some of you might not know what a love token is or what I'm talking about. But what they would do is, if you were a young man or a youngish man and you had a particular lady that you liked, you would take a coin. Normally you would smooth it off, rub it off to make it blank or almost blank. You would then bend it like that, a sort of S shape, and then you would present it to the lady who you were interested in. And this was a reasonable amount of money. It's probably the equivalent of 20, 30, 40 pounds, depending on how old it was, because some of the coins obviously with inflation changed in value over time, but from the time of William III back in 1688 through to 1702, I think the equivalent value is about a 40 or a 50 pound note. By the time we get to George III, it was probably the equivalent of a 20 or 30 pound note in today's money. But you present it to the woman and then she would either accept it or throw it away. What have you got? Well, Marty's got a turner. Well, it's all kicking off, isn't it? So, potentially this person was shunned and she just threw it away. Let's go and have a look at what Marty found. Marty has indeed got another turner. You can just see the thistle, which I'll start fading through. So turner was a Scottish copper 2p. It's probably Charles II, so consistent with my bobby, my sixpence, and the big 13 shilling and 4p that I got the other day as well. So nice, and I think you can just about see what way round that way. Yep, you can. You can see a C and an R, Charles Rex, and there's a crown above it. So, nice wee coin. Good few pints of beer back in the 1600s. 1660 to 1685. Marty's only went and got silver, apparently. He did say it was a screaming signal, he wasn't that far away. 88, 89. What is it? Oh, it's a big one.
It's a big one.
Oh, yes.
I did say it was too good to be true as well.
Oh, George V. Oh, I thought it was going to be a Charles II there. See the colour of it. Oh, well done that man. You know, I've got a scooshy bottle.
It's a beauty, isn't it?
That's a lovely coin. Looks like it's got... Ooh, looks like it's got a nice tone to it. Well, there you go. A field is never done, eh?
1 shilling, 1921.
Oh, you missed out by a year. 50% silver.
It's a beauty though.
Oh, it's just been nicked, hasn't it? Ever so slightly. Now, there you are. That's a lovely coin. Look at the tone on that. George V, by the grace of God, King of the Britons. 1921. 1 shilling, 12 old pence, 12d. Pint of beer.
1 pint.
1 pint. Maybe even get a pint and a half, depending. But still, definitely a pint. Fantastic. 50% silver. Missed out by a year. That's a really nice one. A screamer, as we say in the business. Oh! And a stone, and another stone. Oh man. Might need a pneumatic drill to get into this one. Please be shallow. Unfortunately not. Right. Oh man. Right. I think I'm going to turn you off. I think I'll turn you off and get back to you. Well, I'm out of breath, but it was worth it. I think it's a threepence. And an old post-decimalisation. Sorry, not decimalisation. When we did away with silver. Yep, we've got a date there, 1943. Right, I'll get back to you once again a rub up. It's not cleaned up very well, but you can just make out the date, 1943. You can see the sea thrifts, which grow in coastal areas, around the coast of Scotland in particular. Threepence, 1943. So they phased out silver content in coins completely in 1947, but I think the threepence was the first one to get phased out from being silver, which they did in the early 1940s, I think it was. So, still during World War II and just the year before D-Day. Fantastic. George VI. We might have a coin or a button. I just saw a wee flash of green somewhere about there. I'm sure I did. Get the pinpointer. It could be a button, could be a coin. It was 70 something. I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Haha! Oh, it's a button. I was going to say it's round, but yeah, it's a button. Outside chance it might have been another turner or something, but oh, it's very polished. Would have been plain. Oh, turn my pinpointer off. Plain, never been decorated. Paper thin. Look how thin that is. You can almost cut yourself on the edge of that. And it's still got the shank. Give it a wee brush. Seem to be on a run of getting buttons with shanks, which is always nice. I suppose I could always make an outfit and stick all the old buttons on it. But it's probably going to be 17 or 1800s, I would think. Nice wee find. Lovely. I got another coin. 77, but it sounded pretty rubbish. And it is Queen Victoria. Looks to be a nice coin, actually. Oh, it's very nice. It's very nice, and it's actually slightly touching because the first ever good find that I found 25 years ago when I got my detector was a Queen Victoria. And that, if you know the sound, is the sound of my rabid dog, because my wife has come out to see me. So, hello, Jura, come here. Come and say hello. Come and say hello. Here, Jura. Jura, come and say hello. Come and say hello to the people. Say hello to the people. Where are you? She's off. So yes. So my first ever coin, it was actually a penny of Queen Victoria, and I've still got it, so I'll show you at the end. And I remember finding it. It actually took me several months to find my first coin, which is hard to believe, but I didn't have a clue what I was doing. The technology was not great, and obviously I wasn't out that often, but I remember finding my first penny, taking it home, showing it to my wife. I was beaming with pride, and she was like, "You spent £240 to find that?" I've got a sock drawer back at my mum and dad's house full of them. So that was fantastic. But it was a lovely coin, and I will show you at the end of the video. So we've got a date of 1862. Half a penny. Beautiful. Love it. Well folks, as promised, here she is. The first ever coin I found with my metal detector. My old Garrett Treasure Ace 25 years ago. Well, in fact, 25 years ago I hadn't even found it, because I think it took me something like 2 months or 3 months to find this coin. Not that I was out detecting every single weekend for hours upon hours, but she was a very, very welcome sign when I got her. Still remember to this day, I know the exact spot where I found it. Victoria, by the grace of God, Queen of the Britons, Defender of the Faith, with a very distinguished chiselled mark across her head, which was not me. But 1 penny, beautiful golden green, emerald green colour, patination, and on the reverse, Britannia, the lighthouse, the little ship. Often you don't get that much detail on these coins when you find them, and the date of 1882. So, lovely, lovely coin. A very, very happy memory. And it has pride of place in my little coin collection. Some of which I will show you in the future. Because I think we're going to have some frozen ground coming soon. It's turned a lot colder in Scotland. Oh, there you go. Look at that handsome... Well, never mind. Well then folks, that little Queen Victoria halfpenny was my last find, my last target of the day. I'm cutting it a wee bit shy today. My wife dropped me off, so she's come back to pick me up. That was about 4 hours, 4.5 hours of detecting, and that was me celebrating 25 years since my first detector. So nice to get a couple of bits of silver. I think I got 6 coins all in. So a nice wee haul of finds, and another really good day. Always nice to get some coinage, always nice to get silver coinage, and also that lovely little, I think it's Prince of Wales, with the little feathers, the 3 feathers. So I'll be interested to see what you think, so let me know in the comments below. So as I say, as ever, if you're not already subscribed, then please hit the button and help support the channel. So thank you all for watching. Take care, and we'll see you all soon.